Coach, I'm sitting here looking at the lower bowl, and an annoyed Zion Williamson is taking shots right now from the free throw line. Given how you played in the fourth versus the intensity you brought for the first three quarters, how frustrating is this one for your guys?
I'll let our guys comment on that. I'll stick to the facts. You know, I mean, we're usually a good rebounding team. We got absolutely destroyed on the boards. We gave up 64 points in the paint. You know, I mean, we missed 12 free throws. So we didn't, and we were 6 for 22 from three. We didn't give ourselves much of a chance. And so you all watch the game. I'm going to let you comment on it. I'm not going to sit here and rant and rave and, you know, have you guys all write my comments about what I said about how we played and everything else. We got beat 128-124. We played one good quarter, and we didn't bring enough in the other areas. It's all right there on the stat sheet, and you all saw it.
How do you evaluate what Jackson Hayes did when he came in for you in that final period?
Great effort. I was happy with Jax. I thought he gave us a great effort, great energy. Probably should have played him earlier the way things were going, and it might have made a difference had I done that. But it was good to see him come off after not having played in a long time and bringing that kind of energy to the game.
Coach, were you surprised how easily they were able to get to the rim tonight? I mean, you mentioned 64 points in the paint, especially in that third quarter with all those backdoor cuts.
The cuts were something we made a big point of in the scouting report. And, yeah, again, I saw them too, and obviously not good. And I'll let our players talk about what went into all that.
Is it frustrating for you just to know the potential of the team and they're just not living up to it on a night in and night out basis?
You know, my thing with them tonight, Todd, was when we talk about consistency, we're not talking about, you know, you're going to go 3 for 7 from three every night and have a consistent shooting night and, you know, score points every night or even make free throws every night. You know, we're talking about how you get to be consistent as a team is in your approach. It's in your effort and intensity, and it's in your focus onto what's going on. And so we made so many game plan mistakes in the first quarter, and then in the third quarter we're giving up back cuts. Like, not only was our energy and pace and effort not good, our focus wasn't good. So why? I don't know. You'll have to ask them.
Stan, Christian Clark here with Steven. I mean, is there any concern that the ankle or bumps or bruises in general are so affecting, or tonight just not a good performance?
You know what? I don't know if he's got something going on physically. You know, they tell me he's ready to play. He says he's ready to play. So I can't comment on that. I don't know. I don't have knowledge.
And can you just walk us through the decision of leaving that group in the fourth quarter? Obviously, they had it going. But also, you know, you don't have Lonzo and D.I. out there. How hard is it to stick with that group knowing you don't have two of your better guys out there? I guess how do you filter through that decision late in the game?
We had the only stretch in the entire game that we played well, and we stayed with the group that was playing well. I mean, you know, sometimes the decision's hard when a group's got it going. Tonight, it really was not a hard decision, to be quite honest, Will. I mean, you know, people can you're free to criticize me for it, but I'm just telling you from my standpoint, it wasn't a hard decision. You know, I don't know how many times I would end the game having those guys on the bench. But tonight, we finally got some life with that unit. And, you know, our starters had been absolutely dominated all night for whatever reason. I wasn't going back.
Stan, it's Andrew from ESPN. Walk me through going to Jackson. What was the decision of going with Jackson? Was it just trying to find somebody with energy at that point to try and kickstart some things?
Some energy, and I thought somebody who might be a little more active in pick and rolls and in defense in general. He did a good job, you know, blocked some shots, protected the paint, brought a little bit more quickness to it, got down the floor. Our energy level picked up. Like I said, I think it was a mistake on my part, the way that game went for three quarters, that I didn't get him in there earlier. So in terms of playing rotation, you know, we can talk about the fourth. You guys can talk about the fourth quarter all you want. The one that sort of gets me is I probably should have gone to him earlier.
And what does it? I mean, like game aside, what does it say when your superstar is out here taking shots after the game because he's disappointed with the performance? What do you think about him doing something like that?
Yeah, I like the accountability, but I will say this, right? And our players know, so I'm not saying anything behind their back. I've said this to them. One of our problems is, and again, having the accountability to go out and understand how important his free throws were in that game, I give him all the credit in the world. But one of our problems is our guys will beat themselves up about missing shots, missing free throws, all of that. But the defensive stuff just doesn't get to them in the same way. You know, it doesn't bother them that we gave up 128 points tonight. You know, it's not the same thing. So I'm not sure that we're holding ourselves, that individual players are holding themselves accountable for the right things. Like shots will come and go. Yeah, Zion has been working on his free throw shooting. You guys have watched. He's been shooting them great. He had a really tough time at the line. He wants to correct it. Obviously, I applaud that, okay? And with all of our guys will come in and work. Now, I would like to see us as a group, right, hold ourselves accountable individually and as a team for the defensive end of the floor. And I'm not sure we've gotten there yet.
Dan, that's something you've brought up a couple of times. Like, are there any guys on the roster where you feel like it eats at them when they don't or you guys don't defend well? Like, are there any of those guys?
I mean, I think we've got a couple, but overall, I think guys are a lot harder on themselves about the offense. Point I've tried to make, and I've believed this my entire career, is when your focus is on defense, on execution offensively, on doing the right things, on playing with energy, it takes the pressure off of the shooting. When your mind's on your shooting and everything, I think it makes it harder to shoot, and you're not doing the other things. Like go out and focus on playing hard, on running the offense with pace, on moving the ball, on moving your body, and live with what happens in terms of shooting the ball. And so, I just think some of our guys are way too hard on themselves. That's the other point with the shooting and stuff. Like shootings like this, a lot of times you're going to have bad nights. Okay, let's move on. Let's do the other things. Let's give ourselves a chance to win. It doesn't have to be your night every night.
Yeah, and speaking of taking the defensive side of things personally, is that something you can learn over time, or is that a matter of you got to go get guys who take it personally the way you want to, them to?
Well, maybe a little of both. I don't know. I mean, my focus is on the guys we have here. I love our guys. I like our team. I think we should be better. I think to get better, we have to have a much more consistent approach on the defensive end of the floor and in terms of energy and things throughout games and from game to game. And I think that's within our control, and we can do that, and we need to do that. And my focus is on the guys we have. I'll let Griffin Trajan worry about, what we need to add or anything else. That's not my focus. Our team's good enough. Our team's good enough to win. We have enough talent to win. I love the guys we have on our team. I just want them to bring more on a more consistent basis.
Thanks, Coach. We're all set.
All right.